So your website, improving your website. So your website should really be a key part of your marketing strategy. Your website is really the first impression that your agency is probably going to make on somebody these days. So it's really important that it's making the right first impression and that your site is easy to use and information is easy to access. So one of the resources we have to kind of help you with the website portion of your strategy is our digital review. So this is really just a tool that we have, a service that provides a detailed review of your website, both from a technical perspective and on, which kind of covers things that might be impacting your search engine rankings, and then also a user experience review. So you can see that we've done over 1,500. I mean, it's rated 4.5 out of 5. So, everyone that gets this usually enjoys it and kind of gets some, interesting insights. And then 80% of people who get it usually make some or multiple improvements to their site. So if I get everyone's information after this, I will be sure to send those your way so you can kind of see it for yourself. Kind of the headline banner image of the site is you get this overall score for your site. It technically is a 100-point scale, but just for whatever reason, the way this report works, it probably maxes out around 75. 75 might be like the best site, that we've seen. Lower end sites are probably around 35, 40. So this 52 on this example isn't too bad. But throughout the report, you'll see this kind of past, improve, or errors. And basically, you'll see these various topics. We have SEO, mobile, usability, etc. And then if you kind of see below that, you'll have that red, yellow, green. But on the bottom right there, I think this is the most important thing, is you'll see the impact versus the difficulty to solve. So what that can mean really is you might see something that's really impactful on your that might really impact your SEO rankings, but it might be really easy to solve. So it's like, oh yeah, I can just add some meta tags here and that can really boost your search engine rankings, and it's really easy, and of course you're going to do that. The flip side of that is you might see something that's really, really hard to fix, but is really low impact, and you might say, you know what, I can kind of live without that. So the report, kind of leaves it up to you and lets you decide what things you might want to improve and what things you might not want to. I would say the report is really good about being both technical enough that if you are a web service provider or you have someone on your team that handles, manages your site, it's very technical where you can understand specifically what improvements it's telling you to make. But if you don't have that background, it explains everything pretty well, so you can at least understand, what you're choosing to kind of work on or not work on. And then just kind of looking, for example, this is one of the items in the report. You can see particularly this one is high impact and difficult to solve, but certain things like this will have a link to additional information that can kind of go into, more info to give you a more robust idea of what you might want to do. Another portion of the digital review is the social media review. So if you have some social media accounts and you include that in your request, you can just, we'll take a look at those and just kind of just make sure that you have things that it looks right, that you have the right information on there, that you're posting at the right times and the right kind of content. So we'll take a look at that and kind of give you some feedback to let you know how your social media looks. And then also we'll kind of provide some information about social media best practices, so you can kind of choose to use that or not. We did recently create an agency social media guide, which is also available on our website. It's really thorough. And if you're either thinking about getting started with social media or you're already doing it and not sure, of exactly everything to do, the social media guide is a really good resource to look at. It has a lot of valuable information. And of course, just like the digital review, everything we have is free. So just, feel free to download it and see if you can get some useful information out of it.